Yo, welcome to the video. And I got a workout in at my gym. I'm so lucky to have a gym in New York City that I can still go to and still work out with weights and just, for the most part, be there comfortably and do my thing, get the fuck out. It's bringing back consistency, not consistency, but something that I can do consistent that brings me some type of happiness. Now, if I could develop some consistency in my eating, that's another story. But where do I want to go with this? I was trying to do something cool with having definitely don't want to show that. I was trying to do something cool where instead of I want to talk about the things I have in my phone because it was easier for the conversation to flow, right? So what I tried to do was link my, do the Apple Pay, do what's this shit called? Apple TV, just screenplay this shit, but you know what I mean? Just to zoom in, which is backwards, and then zoom out. It just was not going to work. So I'm just going to have to talk about this while I'm looking at my phone. I'll probably do something with a slide, something right here, right? Anyway, when today's Tuesday, I was supposed to get my workout in yesterday. And the reason why it didn't happen is just because I got lazy and the day dragged on and blah, blah, blah. If I don't have a schedule, if I don't have a list of things to do today, then I'm going to just do things whenever I remember them or when I feel like doing them. If I created a list of things for me to do, I would have some type of structure, some type of reward for the work that I'm doing. Most days, I don't have it. Yesterday, I started doing that by writing a to-do list, and I got most of it done, so I'm going to do the same thing carrying over today. I didn't get my workout in yesterday because the weather was shitty and blah, blah, blah. That's an easy excuse to use. It was very, very brick in New York City. So anyway, today I woke up, didn't get that much sleep, but I know that if I can get my workout in and get it done as early as possible, I have the rest of the day to do the things that I like and want. And that goes for, how do I say this? And if you think about that one thing, if I work out early, I have the rest of the day to myself. If I read 20 minutes of something, I would have 20 more minutes more of information in my head. Waking up and checking to see if my clients did their workouts. Checking in to see if somebody sent me a food log. Create a time of it's not going to take me 3 hours to work out. It'll take me 45 to an hour. Today was an hour and a half just because there was other people in the gym and this video is just dragging on. It'll take me 20 minutes to read something from my nutrition book. It'll take me 20 minutes to read something from here. It'll take me 10 minutes to write something. If you create a time limit, on something to get done, you will get it done in that time limit or get most of it done. A lot of days that drag on is because I'm not doing anything purposeful. I'm not doing anything that's going to get me 1% better. I'm not doing the small things that's going to eventually lead up to something big. And that's all progress is. It's just baby steps. You make a little bit of progress. And here's the thing too. Because my weight fluctuations is crazy these days, for a while. If one day consists of this type of eating, and then the next day I gain weight, it's not that yesterday was a waste or I did something wrong. I found what didn't work. So now I can X that and then start over fresh today. If I did that routine every single day, I would find my perfect diet. Even though there is no perfect diet for everyone, there's a perfect diet for you. I guess the same thing would go, especially for me, I lost a lot of clients. And the same thing would go for me in terms of I think that if you can make it past this period of uncertainty, coming out on the other side of this, you'll be in a better position than you were going in. Because I feel like if there's a lot of fluff, or there's a lot of people that's trying to compete for a certain number of spots, and once we're all in a pandemic and people stop doing their part or stop working or try to figure something else out, then you'll see a lot of people drop off in your industry, and now you're like the person that's sought after. People want to work with you. But when I didn't get on Instagram and started doing live workouts every day, it's because I didn't feel like I was good enough. I didn't feel like I would have a lot of people just joining in. But I'm creating an expectation based out of fear versus creating expectation based on strategy and logic. And there's somebody here taking their bike out. And it's going to be weird if I keep talking very, very loud. So I'm gonna wait till this person leaves, so it's not awkward, even though this is awkward right now. Here's some guy trying to be motivational. Midday on Tuesday during a pandemic, trying to give people advice that he's not even listening to. So all of your problems have one thing in common. It's you. If I'm trying to think of like all the things it's like I'm having a problem with now. I'm having a problem with losing weight, and it's because I'm smoking, I'm eating shitty foods, I'm not preparing meals in advance, I'm not working out as much as I should be or as hard as I should be. I'm not tracking calories, tracking macros. I'm not doing the things that I know that a healthy person does, a fit person does. Not a good person, because good and bad is subjective, right and wrong is subjective. But if I knew that, like, if I had two choices and I'm going to choose tracking macros versus eating my feelings, or I'm gonna go to bed whenever I feel like it versus going to bed on a structured time, or if I'm gonna take sleepy time tea instead of having weed to smoke at night. Like, these are the options, and this person just looked at me. These are the two, you have two choices in every situation, and every dilemma that there is, and it's always you. You are the common denominator. If you lost clients, then how did you get those clients in the first place? Oh, you put out a lot of information, you helped a lot of people, and some of those people eventually became clients. So when you have this problem of like scarcity, I don't have anything, what can you do to fuel it? What can you do to feed it, to water it, to make it grow? Yeah, and this is the best time for people to learn how to cook and how to track macros, because if you buy food and you cook it, you know exactly what's going into your food versus going out to these restaurants not knowing that they're going to put so much butter, so much salt, so much oil in your foods, and it tastes really, really good. But what is your goal? Is your goal to try to find the most delicious food that's possible out there, or is your goal to try and lose weight, lose a little bit of body fat, feel better about yourself? The things that you do that challenge yourself to make yourself better, you're going to be proud of, and it's going to be feeling fulfilling versus just waking up and letting life happen to you. This tweet is a thought that I've had for a long, long time. Are you happy with where you're at? And for me, my answer is no. Hopefully your answer is yes, but if it's not a yes, then it's something that you could work on and improve. I'm an introvert and a homebody. So me being home, being away from everybody, not seeing people, blah, 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 I have a lot of energy. I feel good. There's a lot of people who don't feel like that, who need other people's energies and shit like that. And I'm lucky that I'm in a place where like I don't have any real responsibility as well. I don't have any kids. I don't have a partner. I don't have nobody to take care of besides myself. And I'm 31 and a half years old, and I'll be 32 later this year. I started thinking of the other day about, am I happy? Like, I can't really remember what 22, what 23, what 24 felt like. But I can remember, like, moments. I can remember finishing college May 23rd, 2010, and seeing my mom and my brother there happy and wishing that my dad was there. I remember the first time when I was driving to Bloomberg as a junior financial analyst with my former ADP. I remember those rides back and forth. I'm trying to remember. I remember having surgery. I remember recovering from that. I remember eating like a fat ass. I remember the day when my boy told me that I was pregnant and I needed to lose weight, and told me about the paleo diet, and I remember that. Like, it's just these little moments. Like, I remember meeting the girl that broke my heart and changed my feelings forever. I remember getting my getting my foot in the door into finance and building my way up through that. I remember taking a trip I remember studying for Mezemer and becoming a trainer, and in that first month training a bunch of friends for free, basically, not for free, but like for cheap, and making $1,000 in that month on top of my 9 to 5, and then booking a trip for my birthday to DR for a week. I remember coming back and getting started with training because I had no responsibilities and I had nothing to hold me back. When I think about like where I'm at right now and the choices that led up to that, a big part of that was me taking a big fucking risk. And me taking that risk was because I got a big severance check from my job. I was getting unemployment, and I was living at home with my mom. So I had kind of a safety net. But I remember, like, if I didn't lose the department got sold. But if that didn't happen and I lost my job, I would have never said, fuck it, I'm going all in on training. And because I went all in on training, it's where I'm at right now. And if I want to get to the next level, if I want to do something bigger, better, greater, whatever is next, it needs to be an all-in effort. And me having all the time in the fucking world right now and not doing anything about it is just lazy. And it's not understanding, like, you'll never get this time again. Like, the times I was really, really happy, like when I went on a cruise with my boys for a few days, I didn't do as much as I like. That trip could have been way better if I was just less paranoid, less anxious, less what if, and just have fun, right? I think everyone can be serious, but not everyone can be fun. Life is very, very long. Any process that you start, any journey that you begin, it's going to not be fun if you want to be successful. It's going to take a lot of work. It's going to take a lot of discipline, a lot of consistency, a lot of perseverance, and none of that will happen if you're not enjoying what you're doing. If you don't make the shit that you don't like fun. So have fun with it. We're in quarantine right now. You can't go anywhere. You can't do anything. You can't you can't do things normally, right? But what can you do? You can, for me, don't call and text me. I'm good. But you can call someone, you can text someone, you can talk with friends, right? You can figure out a way how to still communicate with the people that you love. You can read more books. You can learn a new language. You could get in shape. You can learn how to cook. There's so much time that you have right now. But if you operate from a place of fear, you're always going to hold yourself back. But if you operate from a place of let's see what happens. Let's try this shit out and see what happens. You don't know how good you can become in the next 30 days, in the next 60 days, in the next 90 days if you start today and you don't give up, but you figure out a way to solve each problem that comes along the way. Because life is full of problems. And if you're solution oriented, you're going to attract more people. You're going to have a better life. If you're problem oriented, you'll always find an excuse to a solution versus finding a solution to an excuse. Alright, with that being said, if you made it to the end, thank you for watching. I really, really appreciate you. If you've not subscribed, hit that subscribe. If you haven't liked this yet, please hit that like. Send this to a friend. I don't know what the title of this is going to be, but keep dreaming, keep believing, keep working, be somebody. Let's fucking get it. Alright.